Hello guys, and welcome to ThatSrb2DUDE here today, bringing you yet another Splatoon 2 video. Now today we are doing a patch comparison between version 5.2 and version 5.3. Not a lot of patch notes to go through, so let's get into it. Starting off with the splatter shot, they have reduced the amount of time it takes for a shot to spread. Most shooter types will have increased shot spread if you continuously fire. When you stop firing, the shot spread gradually returns to normal, but with this fix, we've reduced the amount of time it takes to return. The 52 gal received the same buff as the splatter shot, but with the addition of the developers extending the amount of time when firing continuously until shot spread reaches its max. The Bamboozler received a nerf. They have increased the ink consumption by roughly 20%, meaning you no longer have 14 full charge shots, you now have 11. With the Dually Squelcher, they have increased the ink consumption by rolling from 5% to 8%. They have also very slightly decreased the size of the hit detection between normal shots and a player, making it harder for you to hit your opponents. And lastly, we have the Splatbrella. They have decreased the damage dealt by ink droplets from 18 damage to 16.2 damage. Due to this change, the maximum damage dealt by a single shot has gone down from 90 damage to 81. And those are the comparisons from version 5.2 to version 5.3 that we've got for all the weapon changes. Now, I'm just gonna give you just a couple of my thoughts of what I think of this, and of course maybe some other things that the developers could probably look into in the future. But starting off with the splatter shot and 52 gal, basically the two very primary short range weapons that I guess are go-tos for a lot of people. These two weapons have been known for being pretty inconsistent in fights, and now I think due to this patch, I feel like that's gonna fix that quite a lot. Just using the splatter shot now, it just feels a lot more reliable. Same to the 52 gal, so this patch definitely does help them a lot. I can definitely see a lot more people picking up probably the Kensa 52 gal, since that's actually been quite a favorite for even before the patch. So we're probably going to see a lot more of those popping around. Talk a little bit about the Dually Squelcher. This weapon has been very popular for a long while, but I do think the amount of rolls that it now has is gonna hurt the weapon a little bit. People won't be as mobile as they used to be since they will be running out of ink a lot more often. And of course, since the regular shots just genuinely running around with the weapon is gonna be just a little bit more inconsistent. So that is something that people are going to have to figure out for themselves. I feel like people who have mained this weapon and really got to grips with it probably won't have too much of an issue, but they just have to be a little bit more conservative with their ink tank. Talking about the Bamboozler, now this is kind of a tricky one, mainly because of course it had the ink consumption nerf, but if you guys didn't know, you could just put 2 subs of ink saver main, and the Bamboozler will have 13 shots, so it's not 14 of course, but it kind of shows you how little amount that you need to put on to basically get you back up to speed with how much you were shooting before. So to be honest, the Bamboozler nerf probably was not too much of a hard hit. All you gotta do is really just work around your gear build and just see if you can apply just a little bit more ink saver main. And for the Splatbrella, of course, they got nerfed quite a little bit. I feel like people who understand using the Brella's shield really well aren't going to be too affected by this. They basically consistently need to be able to hit 2 shots or more with the Splatbrella when they are doing that. So I guess that's one thing they have to kind of focus on. So that's what I pretty much think about the patch. What do I think that needs to be changed? I guess main power up. I think the easiest fix for main power up for all weapons that get a damage cap where it's at 33.3 or 99.9, every single one of those weapons just needs to have a damage cap that is 1 below that. So if it's 33.3, it should be like 32.2 or 5 or whatever. If it's 99.9, it should just be 98.5 or something. As long as they lower the damage cap to a certain amount, then the problem of potential 2 shots or 3 shots will not be a thing. Or 1 shots if you're using a Bamboozler. Another thing they could do, which I feel like would be more of a rework with main power up damage, is that if the damage only focused on the fall off damage, so every single weapon doesn't get increased damage, it's just the fall off damage is more consistently going to be the actual damage of what the weapon is. So if you're using a Splattershot Pro and you shoot up high, you may still hit with 42 damage. If you're a 96 gal and you shoot up really high, you may still get 62 damage. That could also be a simple fix, and I still think that would just in general be much more of a help. Because if you look at weapons like the Slosher, I mean, honestly, the Sloshers, when you apply main power up, that's exactly what's going on. Like if you're a higher place and you throw fall off damage onto an opponent, your damage is higher instead of not using any main power up at all. It doesn't go over the max amount of damage that it has, it just allows its fall off damage to be even stronger. And it's very helpful when you're going up a map where you have the high ground and you're needing to throw fall off damage onto an opponent. Other than the main power up stuff, I'm interested to see if they would do anything to maybe the range blaster, maybe make it a little bit faster like how they did with the Lunar Blaster. But other than that, those are kind of the things that I would say. Of course, still rooting for the E-liter to get a little bit more range, not so much, but just a little bit, so it can reach a couple of things, so it'd be more worth using and all that jazz. But that's just my take on it. But either way, that's honestly all I've got to say, guys. I hope you enjoyed this patch comparison video, and let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and what do you guys think of this patch? Are you happy with it? Are you saddened by it? Are you neutral? Let me know. But either way, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, both in the description below. Do it for both if you're free and generous. Make sure to hit the bell notification button next to the subscription button to let you guys know whenever I do upload a video. Also, consider joining my public Discord channel, where you can go ahead and talk to myself, my Dude Society community, and be notified for whenever I go live for a Twitch stream. With all that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you guys in a future one.